Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Still moving in the shop here, so kind of got a mess everywhere. Been painting a lot here, so if I get to hallucinating, you'll know why. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a guitar that I just purchased. It's a little bit of a rare guitar. It's a Samick, and I know you're thinking, what's rare about a Samick? But this is the Samick. So these were guitars made in the 86, 87 range when Samick was starting to build or had been building Epiphones. The difference in this guitar is it's built like a Les Paul custom with the open book headstock. So, you know, it's kind of an interesting guitar that has no serial number. Very few of these around. They're very hard to come by. So I'll move the camera around where we can get a better look at it, and I'll tell you some more about it. These guitars were manufactured, I believe, in Korea, although at the time Samick was kind of partnering around a little bit with a couple of Japanese companies. Some people, you know, rumor that these were made in Japan. I don't know that to be a fact. I lean more toward them being made in Korea. Like I say, early 86, 87. So, you know, they were kind of flexing their muscle, showing Gibson what they could produce, and this was done apparently with Gibson's permission. So the body has a maple cap with a maple veneer on the back, but the mass of the body and the neck are made from natto or NATO wood, which is a collective name for the wood from the mora tree, which is kind of commonly called Asian mahogany, although it's actually not a mahogany. So a lot of your guitars were made using that. Squire, Epiphone, BC Rich, Yamaha, Hondo, a lot of brands from over there are made using this wood. So this has the Epiphone style bridge. They came with gold hardware. Every one I've seen's had gold hardware. It has the binding. Somebody has added a couple of switches here to do a series parallel or out of phase or coil split type thing on this. Now this is, as I bought this guitar, it's very dirty. I mean, to say the least. It's needs cleaning up. Somebody has changed the pickups and put Ibanez pickups in it. Apparently the pickups, from what I gather, that came in these guitars are not really all that great. But it is made to the specs of a Les Paul custom, as far as body thickness, dimensions, everything. So, and here's a look at the headstock, the Samick. Now later, Gibson, you know, told them, you know, you got to drop the Samick, because some of you Gibson guys know the old Gibsons, like the acoustics, some of them said the Gibson. So I guess they borrowed that from them. So they told them, you know, you can't use this font no more. So that's when they started using the block letter, which is, there's more of those, using a block Samick style. Then they were told that they couldn't use the open book headstock after Gibson moved Epiphone production to China. So that's when they went with a different headstock. It has the gold tuners that are branded Samick, but they're actually Goda tuners. And this still has the original tuners that work really well. And something else, the truss rod on this does not use the Allen head type adjustment. It has not necessarily a nut, but it uses a 7 millimeter wrench that has like a, uses like a nut instead of a Allen. And it's got the, like a typical nut that a Les Paul, the block inlays, which are, not near the quality of a Gibson. They have actually good frets and like a slim taper neck. And that's always been my issue with the Gibson, is the neck didn't seem to be quite to my liking. But it has the binding, front and back. Like I say, there's a lot of dirt and crud on this thing. Missing the back plates. You can see the pots right here. And I have no idea whether that's original at all. It possibly could be. Got the typical import type switch that seems to be rather worn out, but it uses the same back plates as a Gibson and Epiphone, whatever. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. So what I've got to do some major cleaning, upgrading. Gonna try to keep with the same bridge, tailpiece, tuners. I am going to change the pickups out to something better, which those may be great, but I don't like the looks of them. The black, it don't, do anything, but, it's a pretty nice guitar. The weight's not bad, but it's just kind of, as the price goes up on a lot of these, vintage guitars like Gibson, Fender, these guitars are gaining popularity. So let me get this phone where I can move around a little bit and shake everybody. This is something that you don't see a lot on the Korean, Japanese copies of the Les Paul, is a set neck. Most of the time they're bolt-on necks. Like saying, the construction is not the plywood type construction. It is a cap with the solid body. It's multiple pieces. There's probably 4 pieces or so. But here's a little better. We got a couple of it looks worse on camera than it is. You barely feel those. It's not too bad. And then up here, if the camera will show it, and it's not going to show. Let's see, where is it at? I can't even find it. Oh, it's on the other side. If I can get it to come in. We've got, and that ain't even going to show, there's a little place on the finish, on the neck. In the finish, it's barely visible right there, but it's just the finish. I got to put a little super glue and kind of bring that down. But you can kind of get a idea of the thickness. It is the correct thickness. Pretty cool guitar. Pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting it together and, cleaning it, taking it apart and putting it back together. So that's, but I have no idea on the Ibanez, those screw holes. There's only like 1 screw, 2 screws holding the rings on. All of that. So it's going to have some setup work. The switch feels kind of worn out and not really great, so that's going to be changed. But really, really pretty decent looking fret work. Rosewood fretboard. The binding on the headstock. We got the somewhat Gibson-y looking diamond there. Then that's inlaid. It's not painted on or stuck on. So really, what you can find about these guitars, people really like them that have them. And I've only been able to find 4 of them, and none of them were currently for sale. But I've got some knobs to go on it. Pretty nice looking wood. So anyway, that's just kind of a look at it. We'll be doing more with it coming up. Maybe I could put a pick guard on it. I'm not big on that, but we'll see. input jack on the side. That all looks good. Strap buttons. So it's just got some real, cleaning up to do. It's really, really dirty. It should shine up and do a lot better. Look a lot better. And it seems pretty loud. Of course, it's out of tune, but unplugged, it seems, pretty loud. So I'm looking forward to that. Kind of getting into these older guitars. Kind of done some of this Firefly, Harley Benton stuff, and they didn't feel quite right to me, but this one really feels good. So gonna be working on this and seeing what we can do. Just thought I'd give everybody a look at it. I didn't do no unboxing because I hate unboxing videos. I'd rather just show you the guitar once it's out. And we'll be getting into it, shaping the frets up, cleaning it up, changing pickups, a few things like that. So, if this was of interest, give me a thumbs up, and appreciate everybody watching. Until the next time, see you.